This is how to remove the supercharger on a 2007 to 2009 Kawasaki ultra250x. So, you begin with taking the supercharger pulley guard off and belt guard off, which is that plastic piece right there. Then you undo the pulley, the idler pulley or the tension pulley, by undoing two 14mm bolts, but you have to start with first this bolt right here to be able to take the pulley off, and then to get access to the bolt right there and right there on the bottom side. So once that's out, you can pull that out. Then you can start taking the exhaust pipe off, because to get access to the supercharger, which is right here, you have to take the exhaust pipe off and then the manifold as well to get access to down there. So I've already pre-taken off the majority of this, but there's one gotcha underneath this supercharger plaque. There is also another bolt right there, so keep that in mind, because it will not come off until you remove that. So once that's all taken apart, this bolt, that bolt, this bolt, and that bolt, you have to also undo the hose clamp that holds it to the muffler, which is already done. So you should be able to just pull this sucker straight off. So now that that's off, you are able to get access to the manifold. The manifold is the trickiest part, as you have to use an open-ended 12mm, actually a closed-ended or box wrench, 12mm offset wrench. So see how it's offset on one side? That's how you gain access to the last bolt used to get the manifold off. So as you can see, we're looking at the manifold here. The only way to access this bolt in the center, which is the hardest one to get, is with an open or a closed-ended offset box wrench. So once you're able to do that, the whole manifold should come off, assuming you've loosened all the other bolts, and the nut on each side should be right there. So position this. So this is how you get the manifold out of that space. Once that's taken out, you have direct access to where the supercharger sits. The supercharger is then held in by 3 bolts. One here, one there, and then one right below where the idler pulley was, which is right there. So you have to undo those 3, and then undo the intake, or the outtake, I guess you should say, and the actual intake boot down here, and then it should come straight out, and then you can begin rebuilding it. And just to clarify, there is also a 4th bolt on the direct underside of the supercharger pulley right there. Make sure you get that. Once you take the 4th bolt out, you can gain access to the outlet of the supercharger. You're gonna have to undo these 8mm bolts, undo the catch can, and then the supercharger should come out. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. So while I'm working on this jet ski, Death Incarnate strolled on by here just to terrify some people. He's my assistant. He grabs my tools for me. Woo! Okay, so that's removed. Now I just have to figure out why it's not doing supercharger things.